In the nation of Shenmin, spirits and monsters stalk the depths of Spectre Wood, and ghost towns outnumber those inhabited by living souls. But this was not always the case. Over 100 years ago, the Age of Lost Omens began in Tiansha with the collapse of the mighty Lunghua Empire, an event that left the small towns of Shenmin isolated and forced their citizens to become self-sufficient or fall to ruin. Willow Shore was one such town. Founded to support the construction of a remote mountain monastery, Willow Shore soon transitioned over to a lumber town, and like so many others, it was forced to fend for itself in the years after the Empire's fall. Not 2 years later, the records speak of a mysterious curse that fell upon the town, and while details of what took place have been lost to time, the events of Willow Shore's Season of Ghosts will now be told. The Season of Ghosts begins during the first days of summer, and is a time when the unquiet spirits of Spectrewood grew particularly restless. The townsfolk of Willow Shore celebrate this with a night of feasting on the last day of spring, but when a group of heroes wakes the day after, they find their hometown under siege. Fog shrouds the town, and the night sky shimmers under the light of a crimson moon, and monsters now stalk freely through the town's streets. While defending the monstrous invaders and lighting the town's protective eternal lantern could restore Willow Shore to safety, these invaders and strange manifestations are only the beginning, as walls of ghostly shapes rise in the surrounding woods. The town of Willow Shore has become cursed, and its people must band together if they are to survive the coming year and the horrific monsters they will face. Can the town's newest heroes save their homes, family, and themselves? Or will the Season of Ghosts mean the end for them
all? You fools! You'll never defeat me. Now face the wrath.
Why is he so hot? What?
I think it's just that epic miniature. It's really doing a lot for me, too.
Yeah, maybe. But he's also kinda...
Silence! As I was saying, face the wrath of my metal army, crafted here in my Eldritch Foundry.
Dude, where'd you get all these minis?
I'm subscribed to Eldritch Foundry's Eldritch Unlimited with unlimited STL downloads. Now can we get back to...
Eldritch Foundry's amazing! I never thought I'd have the perfect mini for my demon-born, half-elemental, catfolk, warlock, bard multi-class with a bunny wizard familiar, but here she is. Thank you so much for printing her.
Yeah. Sure, Jen. No problem. Now face my wrath!
Hello. Oh, we've lost someone.
we just lost you, Michael.
Perfect timing, as always. Car crash into every intro, but it's fine. Right, welcome back, everybody. Tonight is episode 1. After the horrors and the traumatization that everyone went through during session 0, they've decided to return.
Some people went through.
Yeah.
I've been in therapy for the past 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Session 0 went very well. I had a great time. Thank you for all being such great sports. You were brilliant, all of you. I really enjoyed that. It was a great session. No, Mike, I should be
as we used to.
No. Well, now everything's falling apart.
It's going to be one of those streams. So I hope you've had a good 2 weeks and you're well rested. Couple of things have gone on with us. Obviously, we had a new game last night, so you'll recognise me, Dave, and Meredith from the Kong stream last night, which was great. So a couple of new sponsors, obviously Evil Genius and Eldritch Foundry, as you've seen from the trailer. So I will segue smoothly into handing over to Dave, who's that side, not that side, who's going to talk about sponsors. Hello, David.
Hello. Sponsors. Okay, that's me. So fantastic. We've got some sponsors. It is Beadle and Grimm's, if you didn't know, who make these wonderful, beautiful books like these. And this is where they are. Look. They've been so
And
nice.
dice.
They've
And I
sent
meant
us
dice.
the books. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
I know.
I was focusing on the books, Steve.
Oh.
You told me to deal with it. I'm
Yeah,
doing
I
the
don't
books.
have a book, so I was just showing everyone my
Aw.
There we
Game
go.
Master dice.
Fantastic. And we've also got there's the dice. See, now Steve, you can put the dice up.
Right,
There we go.
Yay, the dice.
There we go. Woo. We've been rehearsing this for weeks. You know, it's just
Can't you
Oh,
tell?
obvious.
still can't get it right. Now,
It's been
also,
weeks,
a
it's
wonderful
been
big.
years.
We still can't do it. Every single start of every single episode, it is ridiculous. Now, a massive thank you for Peso, who are allowing us to do this to their game, to their story. So
Ruin their
thank you very
adventure
much,
park is what
Peso.
she was looking for.
Yeah, that's it. Letting us have a go is what I'm trying to say. Now, also, it's not just Beetle and Grims and Peso anymore. We've got a new sponsor. You may have seen them on the Kong show. Here it is. It is Eldritch Foundry. You saw the trailer at the beginning if you were lucky enough to see them. But again, thank you, Eldritch Foundry. Not only that, but if you use the link that's on the screen, if you're joining us live, you'll see it in Twitch chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. But in the description below, there is a link for the URL, and you'll get 15% off your first order using the link and the code word Badger. So you get all of that in one go. Thank you from us. There you go.
Where's that that badass commercial with all the artwork from Eldritch?
Oh,
What?
that's coming. That's coming.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
That's coming.
ooh.
Whoops.
The spoiler alert with that one.
You didn't hear that.
No, I didn't.
Right, thank you very much, David. Very professional as usual. You put me to shame.
Always.
Yeah.
But I'm being nice. So I won't put you to shame.
Right, so everyone is rested and ready to play. I've got the hero points here. Yes.
I was going to say we need to. Are we going to quickly go around the players before we get to the characters? Are we?
Oh, who cares about us? Come on, we're here for the game. We want the
What difference
characters.
does it make?
Yeah.
I spent minutes doing these slides.
Well, in that case, yes, we will. We will. You're right. I shouldn't ignore the players and focus on the characters. So I apologise. So Meredith, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. It's afternoon for me, but yeah, no, I'm great. It's Happy Friday. So happy I'm having water.
You animal.
Mm-hmm. I'm a wild child, you know that.
It's,
So for those of you that don't know Meredith, Meredith is CEO of Turbo Dork, and of course Steve Jackson Games as well.
Yes, someone really thought it was a good idea to let me run two companies.
Mhm.
I was a journalist for 20 years. Oh, but somehow here I am, and it's really fun. Let me tell you how fun. It's really great. I get to play games every day, like now. Somewhere, somehow, I'm being paid for this. I'm sure.
That's good. That's a life goal.
Yeah.
And Mike,
Myself.
welcome back, and Valanya, of course, there in front of you. How have you been?
I'm good. Therapy's going well. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Who are you, Mike? Who are you, Michael? Where can people find you?
Oh, on Instagram, that's our biggest social. The Weather Dragon, theweatherdragon.com for our website. We make a pretty sick game table, as most of you already know. The one we are currently working on, it's a new one. I'm super stoked. Pictures coming soon. Had a little teaser out there. I know Meredith saw it.
I saw it on your Instagram. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, that one's going to be cool. It's different, a whole new model. And then one after that is a whole new model. So things are progressing in the right direction. So yay.
Awesome. Right, thank you very much. And Richard, how are you? You got a lovely diorama next year, as I said earlier.
I am very well, thank you very much. And yes, this is my beautiful little diorama that I've been trying to get to paint this week, but have still not managed to get any time. I am Warrior Prince 3D You can find me on Instagram, Etsy, Facebook, here with the badges, chilling out with Dragonborn Industries. And I am your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
That's the tagline.
It's
Whoop,
like
whoop.
they can go make their Eldritch Foundry character, and then you can.
And then
print
come
it.
and see me with a file.
Wow.
And they can have minis printed, and even if they want something a bit more, substantial to paint, like a 75mm, or even something that's 18 centimeters. With the wonderful art of 3D printing, it's all possible.
And
Awesome.
everybody thinks these players are coincidental. There we go. It's all planned. It's like a game of chess between me and Steve. That's what it is.
And talking of chess, it's Chief Badger himself. It's Dave, who I'm sure is going to talk about merch, because I've got to talk about that.
It is. Well done for remembering. We are going to talk about merch. There it is. So, those things like Patreon and people kind of say, oh, yeah, drop us a tip and everything else. Don't worry. Just buy some merch. If you like what we do and you want to rep the brand, go for it. We've got T-shirts, hoodies, caps, sun hats. We've got mugs. We've got bath towels. We've got all kinds of things, and it doesn't just have this artwork. We've got some proper Badger artwork in there as well. We've got a whole range of bits and pieces. So give it a go and see if you like it.
Thank you. So I was getting distracted by chat. So we'll now move into where I was going with the characters. So it's Hero Point handing out time, and I did ask you off stream what your favourite bit was, and you all shouted at me. So the question from chat that I'll use instead is: have all the players recovered from last time's horrors?
No, I actually legitimately had not one, but 2 dreams based on that game, which did not feel like 2 weeks ago. It felt like 5 days ago, and it keeps invading my dreams. And I really don't appreciate that, Steve. And you're going to pay for my sleeping medication. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, in that case, have a hero token. Through the wonders of science.
I know. Somehow it became a pencil sharpener when it came across the pond. Wow.
It still counts. It still counts.
To sharpen your sword.
Yes. My little tiny daggers.
Translation magic.
So have I been a core feature in anyone else's nightmares? I didn't catch that, Richard. Sorry.
I'd say I did enjoy the fact that it wasn't quite the nightmare for me. I got to sit back and just view it as a calm and mild-mannered cleric.
Yeah, I feel I kind of cheated you with that, which is unfortunate. But I wanted to get in there about the tokens and the items and stuff. So it's it leads into part of the story. So I had to pick someone, and the cleric I felt would get some additional protection.
It's always good. That's it.
So to make up for it, have a hero point.
Thank you.
What about you, Michael?
I still sleep in the corner of my room, curled up in a ball, trembling. Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. All I can say is wait for later. So have a hero point. You might need it.
This makes 2 now because you gave me one at the beginning because I'm the only one that dressed up, so I got 2.
Yeah, you got 2. Yeah, that's fine. Like I say, you will need them.
They stack.
Just in case I forget, the max you can have is 4. So just in case I give out too many, like that's going to happen. And Dave, I'm sure you've got some traumatic event. I mean, it must have been pretty traumatic because yesterday on Kong, you dressed up for the first time ever on stream.
I know.
Nice.
I was that was because I was inspired by Michael there. So if Michael can put a towel over his head, I thought, hey, I am gonna go all out.
Druid, don't diss the
be
Druid
Maverick.
cloak.
So yeah, I got some dog tags on my aviators, and I went for it, and I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it.
Oh no, it
Cool.
was great.
It was cool.
If you guys, that was good job, Top Gun. Good job.
Yeah, it was good.
Good job,
It was
Matt.
good. I mean, after the stream, he let me on the rest of the joke as well. So I mean, that's still to be revealed. But there's something funnier coming. It was just hilarious when he was telling me off stream. So yeah, definitely tune in for that one. And Kong went out today on YouTube, didn't it? So
It is. It's out now on YouTube.
I should probably put a banner up because
Wait,
that would be helpful.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You can do that.
YouTube.com banner badges. Please like and subscribe. I even remember to do that as well. So that's good.
Cool. You have forgotten something, Steve.
Of course, I've probably forgotten more than one thing.
They got a hero coin. I did.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Aw.
you can have one as well.
You went to. Hold on. Take it back. We've got to do the magic properly. Right. So you said, how was last session? And then you went straight into King Kong, which is a different game. So
You got squirrel.
we're going to bring it back.
He got weasel.
Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I killed a classroom full of kids by roasting them alive. I didn't have nightmares. I was like, it was great. Boom.
No.
You're having the time of your life.
Yeah.
This
The
isn't an
all-powerful
campaign.
Professor Kingsman.
They made me angry. So I fried them. Little brats in my classroom. This is a classroom full of Harry Potters going,
All right.
it's like, yeah, flame on.
You can kill
I was going
Hermione
more
too.
for Draco Malfoy with Jessica.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Yeah. We
Right.
have,
So you're finding you don't need a hero point, do you?
well,
You
no,
just
I
chilling.
want to do the magic, Steve. Ready? Look.
It's there. Ready. Here it comes.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
It's like Las Vegas. There we go. People pay money for that.
They do.
Right.
They do.
If
I mean, what
you
they
buy a
don't know is
t-shirt, you
we're
will
actually
be.
in the same room, and you're the other side of the desk from me.
It is, yeah. We just decorate it completely differently.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Okay, right. So that's the end of that car crash for another session. So I think we should start playing now.
Let's go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is everyone ready?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's too late now.
Yes.
We're going in. We're going in.
Yeah. If you
Roll
forgot to
VT.
spell, go.
Okay. So our scene cuts to around noon. It's the 10th of Desnus, and we zoom in upon a lone figure walking the road to Otari. A figure is dressed in brown. Dangling at his belt is a silver cage. Sitting within is a small ermine, who from last week we'll remember was called Valenia. Aramil, you are approaching the city of Otari. Ahead of you lies a dusty path. On your right is a deep wood, and you've travelled for the last 7 days since the event through the Immenwood, past Absalom, and to Otari itself. Ahead of you, you can see a large, gigantic wooden wheel. And as you approach the town closer, you can see it sits on the coast. There's a large dock. There are several vessels there, and you can see several lumber mills. I will quickly jump to Albert Rodeo. So you are coming down this road here, and you're going to approach Otari from this direction across this bridge. This
Okay.
is a large water wheel that I mentioned, and down here in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a large building with 3 blue domes, and that is the Dawnflower Library, which is where we saw Darren in session 0. Why don't we go ahead and have you describe your character, please, Aramil?
My name is Aramil Vizier. I have my trusty companion, Valanya. I am a half-elf druid of about 75 years. I'm about 6 foot 2 inches tall, milky white eyes. My belt has your typical druid fare, with the bonus of the cage that Valanya is housed in. I have my trinkets and my potions, and that's about it for Aramil.
Okay. So you close the remaining distance to Otari, and you start to hear the hustle and bustle of a busy town. People are moving around. There's clearly a market somewhere from all the hawks and the cries of wares. And as you approach that bridge, you see across the other side there is a guard post, which is kind of unexpected. This is not a huge walled town. It doesn't look like a military fortification or anything like that. But there is definitely a guard presence. This is the only way across the water unless you wanted to wade through the river. So what do you want to do?
I don't feel like I'm trying to sneak in, so I'm gonna head over the bridge.
Okay. A couple of the guards are looking over a wagon. They're doing a search of the goods. They seem fairly lackadaisical in their approach. They clearly know the person driving the wagon. And as you approach, the one that's standing off to the side, who definitely has an air of authority about him, steps away, waves the wagon on, and moves to block your path, so you can't step off the bridge.
Hello, good
He looks
sir.
you up and down. Hello, stranger. What brings you to Otari?
Real quick, little background stuff. Have I been here before? Have I been to
No.
Otari?
No.
Okay.
No.
I've been on the road for about 7 days now. I just need looking for an inn, for a place to eat and get a good drink, and a place to stay for the night. If that's possible, good sir.
I didn't ask you your life story now, did I? What I asked is, what are you doing in Otari?
I believe I just told you, good sir.
No one comes here as a tourist. You want to be a tourist, then Absalom's the other way.
I'm not a tourist, good sir. I am just looking for some food, good drink, and possibly a place to stay.
Place to stay for how long? And for what reason?
To rest my weary bones.
He steps back and looks up and down again. Then steps back in. He's getting in quite close. He's being quite aggressive. You got a bit of a druid look about you. We don't like druids here in Otari. You are a druid.
Did you say there are none?
There are none anymore. Yeah, about 30 years ago, we had a problem. We had a circle of druids used to pray outside at the pond. Caused a few problems. Ended up murdering the market leader's wife. This was 30 years ago.
My good sir, I assure you that had nothing to do with me. I am not part of that order.
He looks across at the wall of the bridge, and there are 3 or 4 missing person posters up. There's a couple of men, a young child, a picture of a young child, and a woman. This last week, there's been 3 or 4 people gone missing. How do I know it isn't this druid circle come back again and then you turn up? Come on, stranger. State your business. What are you here for?
Good sir, I've already told you. I just need to rest. I need to eat. That is all. I swear to you.
As he says that, and you reiterate again that you want just rest for your weary bones, you notice another half elf actually coming towards the bridge from the direction of Otari. Darid, ahead of you, you can see a person quite tall, wearing a brown robe, a beard, and actually fits the description that you were given by Rin this morning. Rin augured the stars last night and told you that one of the other people who witnessed the event was due to arrive in Otari this morning, and she asked you to go out and greet them, make sure they could reach Otari safely, because this last week security has been stepped up. People are on edge. People have gone missing, as you know. And you can see at the moment that Captain Lardus Longsaddle, who you know to be a complete arsehole at the best of times, seems to be getting in this stranger's face. What do you want to do?
I will walk up. Hail, Captain Lardus.
The captain turns to you, looks you up and down. Darid, what do you want?
The adventurer you are talking to, he is here merely for his own sake. He passes. He is with me.
So is this one something to do with Rin's little experiment then?
Yes.
Thank you, my good sir. Darid, is it? Yes?
In 1 second. Your name, sir?
My name is Adamil.
Adamil. Captain, I vouch for this man, and I will accompany him.
Then it's your responsibility, Darid. Make sure there's no trouble caused, and I suggest you keep him away from the market.
We shall see. Good day, Captain. Aramin, this way.
I follow.
The captain walks away, so you can now enter freely. So while we're on it, Darid, do you want to describe yourself, please?
Darid stands about 5'8". He has long, dark hair, slight grey at his temples, deep green eyes. Looks about early 30s, possibly a bit older at some at some glances. Very clean shaven. He holds himself very straight, and he's always looking around, very much head on a swivel. Not much seems to escape his attention.
Okay. You begin to make your way back through town, Darid. You are moving towards Rin's shop called Rin's Wonders. Let me just jump that over there, which is located here. So that's a big purple dot, but it's a little roundhouse in the top left-hand corner. So you make your way through the town. You make some small talk with Aramel, and within a few moments you arrive at your destination. You knock on the door, and Rin answers. Darid, you've returned, and is this our guest? Good day, sir. What's your name?
This is Aramil.
Aramil. I'm pleased to meet you. And
Hello,
stood
Ren.
before you, Aramil, is the tiefling who you saw from your vision.
Aramil, this is Rin. She is a friend.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Rin.
The pleasure's all mine, Aramil. I'm pleased you're here, and with you arriving, it means we are all here. So please come inside and let's meet the others.
The others are here now.
So you enter, and she shows you into a small sitting room, and there are two other people here, a dwarf and an elf. So, Kingsman, let's have you describe yourself, please.
Hello, gentlemen. Yes, I stand up. I'm rather stocky, and for a dwarf anyway. And you can see me wearing my lovely bright red travel coat, and my waistcoat, as you see, is plaid because that's the fashion, you see, and I like that. And my big bushy beard is plaid as well into two bits with these brass and gold twinkle things, just to keep it all nice and tidy. My hair was all flushed back, nice and bushy and big and bright.
Your beard is fantastic, good sir.
Thank you. It's lovely. Yours is coming along. Yeah,
It's very generic
you'll
compared to yours, though.
Yes, we're just a few sparkles. You know, maybe pop down to the market and have a look. I can recommend someone.
Very good.
And Lex.
Lex takes a good eye at the three people who are in the room, including Ren, and she slightly stands up and then thinks better about it and sits down. She's dressed in leathers of natural tanned hide, usually very tight with some light armor on the shoulders. She's got flamingly bright red hair, though, and absolutely stands out, which you wouldn't expect for someone of her profession being a rogue. And Lex looks to the group and says, now that we're here, what next? Because she has a moment of panic, which is uncharacteristic for her.
That is precisely the question that I want to answer. Thank you for all coming here. I didn't know who was going to answer my call, but it was a call that needed to be answered. Last week, 7 days ago, was what we call here in Otari Founders Day. This town was founded by the Rose Guard. Are you familiar with that term?
Yes.
No, not I. No.
I am not.
The Rose Guard were an adventuring party who 500 years ago defeated a witch called Belcora. There were 4 of them, and after they defeated Belcora, they decided to retire. And they retired here, formed the town of Otari. And that town was named after a member of their group, one that fell during the battle with Belcora. We'll go into more of that in a moment. We can. Well, I have something to propose to you, and I would like your assistance with something. But for now, I think maybe we should just get to know each other, and I'll let you get to know each other first. I'll go and make some tea, and I'll be right back. We've actually stepped in the room. You can see she's slightly nervous as well. I mean, Darad knows Rin quite well. She's not normally as flustered as this, so something is definitely worrying her. So she steps out of the room. You're alone for 5 minutes, so if you'd like to introduce yourself to each other, then you have the opportunity to do that now.
I will stand myself in a point where I can see the entrances and exits, and also in a position where no one's behind me or in a blind spot.
I notice you seem troubled, Darad. You're standing there so no one can attack you from behind. I can see you're a strategy kind of man, and you seem to be thinking of every angle before it even happens, even if it's likely to happen. Am I right?
I like to be prepared.
I think we'll be safe here.
I don't know any of you, so safety is a thing that cannot be presumed.
Well, let's not be strangers any longer, and I'll stride right across the room and hold out my hand. I'm Professor Kingsman.
I'll
Oh, it's charming. And I kind of awkwardly put my hand on top, like I don't know how to shake hands in this way.
I am Darrett Thurn. I am a cleric of IMA.
Okay.
Sorry. It is good to meet you all. I've met Aramel. You are Professor Kingsman, you said?
Yes.
I'm not sure what a professor is, but
It's like a teacher, but smarter.
That's good.
I teach teachers, in fact, actually.
And yourself, was it Lex?
The name yes, I'm Lex. You can call me Lex. Lex finally stands up and stops fidgeting, noticing and reprimanding herself for actually showing weakness in front of these unknown people around her. I presume we're all here for the same reason. Some of you even look somewhat familiar. She thinks back to the horrible nightmare that she had.
An interesting experience, to say the least.
Yes.
One I don't want to repeat anytime soon.
I get a sense of deja vu as well. I can't quite put my finger on it, but yes.
I have my suspicions as for why we're here, but none of them are good. But Lex looks everyone over, and she sees Aramel's little ermine and crouches down, like lowers herself on her knees and kind of sticks her little finger out, trying to make friends with her.
Feeling secure and safe, the cage clicks open, and she scurries out, and she'll dart right up Lex's arm and hang out on her shoulder for a minute, kind of like sniff around, and then come back and she'll hang on her shoulder.
Well, I don't know what all of your other specialties are, but I do specialize in security, and I hope whatever our gracious host has for us, maybe I can be of some help to all of us. And Lex just says that and kind of sits back down and gets lost back into her thoughts.
So if she is an expert in security, yourselves, pardon me, but do not look like fighting men. What is it you're bringing to the table?
I have my spells, and I have some skills, and I can be of service for sure.
What school of magic is it that you use?
Primal.
You are a druid.
I am.
That may not be well, you may not get a good reception around here, shall we say.
I'll keep my head down.
And you, Professor, what is it you teach?
Well, I teach magic. I'm a kind of a wizard, part of the arcane.
Okay.
I study and I teach the arcane. Yes, that's a good answer.
Well, we shall see.
Yes, I mean, if you want to, I have a book. I'm actually working on my thesis, you see, the arcane thesis. It's right here if you wish to have a read. It's only about 400 pages. And it's just my notes, and I've marked things in the margins. It's all very easy and accessible. Yes, anytime, it's here.
A little bit of light reading, eh?
It is. It's rather interesting. I mean, the title. I've entitled it is a thesis, so it's a work of literature as well. But the working title for now is on the methods of spell interpolation and the genesis of a new understanding of the building blocks of magic. So you see, it's quite easy.
And with that, the door opens, and Rin walks back in, laden down with a tea tray, several cups, and also an armful of books. And she looks at you, Darren, standing in the corner. She's Darren Thurn. I hope you're playing nicely. I know you're a suspicious nature, but these are our friends. Please sit down and be more welcoming.
I'll sit down. I pull out a chair and I'll sit down.
And make yourself useful and pour the tea.
I'll start pouring. I have one question though, Professor.
Yes.
That sounds fascinating, but what is a thesis?
A thesis? Well, it's my research. It's my. No, you can't catch it. But you read it and you study it, and then you learn it. Hence, professor and teaching and student.
I don't think it's a disease. You can't catch it.
No, but if you can, I'm sure there's a cream. Speaking of cream, can I have cream and 2 sugars? And I'll grab the chair and I put it right over as close as I can to Darren, so we can continue this riveting conversation. And while he pours me a tea, with his little pinky out, I'll instruct him how to do that. And Rin, do we have any custard creams?
Yes, I'll get those in a moment. But it's interesting that you were talking about research. That's one of the things that I would like your aid with.
That's what
this whole Belcora thing happened a long time ago, and over the past week, I've managed to grab some books that go back to that time, and a lot of them are talking in rumor, but some of you said you knew about the Rose Guard, so maybe I can get you to help me with my research, and we'll try and get some more facts into what may be happening.
Yeah, Lex gets up and joins Rin and takes a look over the books that she's brought in.
So there's a lot of history books from the founding of Otari, a lot of the history of Otari, as well as the history of Absalom, and then clearly at the top there's a children's storybook, which it's talked about Belcor. So if anyone has any knowledge of Rose Guard or just a general society check on history of Otari, then can you roll those for me, please?
Yeah.
I have law Rose Guard.
Okay. Yeah. Make me that check then, please.
$11 for lore of Rose Guard.
21.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, Darren, you know quite a bit of this, obviously, from growing up in Otari. That's where a lot of your knowledge comes from. But leafing through these books and working together with Lex and Rin, you managed to pull out some more interesting facts. So the 4 members of the Rose Guard was one Sifna Mehims. She was the party cleric, a follower of Estoril, and in fact she was a forebear of the current mayor of Otari, Osef Mehims. Mehims' family is big in Otari. They own a lot of the lumber mills. They're very powerful. The fighter of the group was a man named Vol Rajani. He was a no-nonsense swordsman, rumoured to be descended from royalty in Adal. Very stern character. It's said, and this is said a lot by the owner of the Blade for Glades. He's a local smith. That he is a descendant of Voljani. That's a man named Carmen Rajani. He, like Captain Longsaddle, is also an arsehole of the highest order. So he's generally someone not to be trifled with. He's very. Feels like he should be of a greater standing than he is, on a similar level to Osif Mehims, who's the mayor. The third surviving member of the group, and the third founder of Otari, is the group's wizard, Zamavdian. He was a diviner, and he was obsessed with conspiracy theories and occult lore. So those were the 3 surviving members who founded Otari, and they're the ones that celebrated on Founders Day, along with the 4th member, the rogue of the party, who was the one that was killed in that final battle with Belcora, and he was called Otari Ivashti. He was the one that really kept the party together. He was the glue. He was the happy-go-lucky, the high morale. The one who kept everybody going even on those bad days. So when he was killed, the party sort of lost their mojo, so to speak, and that's why they retired and settled down. So, from some of the other books, particularly the ones in Absalom, you learn about the Gauntlet itself. And the Gauntlet is located just north of Otari, about 10 kilometers away, so about half a day's travel. Put that up on the map. So in Albert, right at the top left-hand corner of the map, you'll see out in the fog fen north of the forest, that is the Gauntlet. So the Gauntlet is let me put that on again. So that's the Gauntlet there. So the Gauntlet is a lighthouse in the middle of the fog fen, and from the history that you've read, it was built by the Belcora Haravex, and she built this around 500 years ago. And the Haravex family itself was practitioners of dark arts, so they were, human sacrifice and bringing back armies of the undead and stuff like that. And they used to worship the outer gods. When Absalom, ruling council, found out about this, they marched on the Haravex estates and they exiled the family. Now, Belcora was only 8 when this happened, so all she remembers is going from a life of luxury to a life of being a pauper out in the wild. So when she came of age, she returned to the Absalom regions, built the lighthouse, and this is where it gets a bit sketchy. It talks about becoming an artifact to the outer gods, and somehow she was able to power the lighthouse and use it to send haunts and abominations into Absalom, and they would wreak these attacks on the local populace. And she seemed to be just doing it out of hate for the place. So the city responded by sending the Rose Guard. The Rose Guard was stationed in Absalom at one of the lodges. They sent them out into the fog fen to investigate, and that's where they found the lighthouse and found the keep. Found Belcora, and that's when that final battle happened. So as you close the books with that knowledge, Rin looks up and she looks at all of you. So 7 days ago, I augured that the lighthouse was going to activate. Now, this lighthouse has been inoperable. It's been dead for the last 500 years. But I augured it was going to activate, and that Darred, is what I was coming to tell you the morning that the event happened that gripped all of us. I know, Darred, you were spared from most of the horrors, but the rest of us, we witnessed our own personal nightmares.
I have the benefit of protection that you do not.
Well, that's the thing, see. You handed me my tarot cards. Those tarot cards have a deep personal meaning to me. They were given to me by my mother. When I was 8 years old, I cast my first reading. And that reading predicted that the place I was born in, the place called Glitterborough, was going to be destroyed by demons in the employ of Tree Razor. I was, through that auguring, able to warn our community, and we could leave before the event happened. Our village was still destroyed, but no one was injured. What I witnessed was reliving that destruction, but when I hadn't cast the augur. And everyone was still there, and I saw my whole family slain in front of me as the demons descending upon Glitterborough. I had failed because my vision wasn't good enough. So when you handed me those tarot cards, I knew that I was part of a lie, part of an illusion. So I was able to remind myself of that and give myself that power to break free. I say to the rest of you, do you have items that you can focus on that could give you the same power?
I do.
Lex reaches up to her chest and You can see she's reaching for something, a necklace or a pendant beneath her clothing.
What about you, Kingsman? Do you have anything?
I was just trying to think. Well, I have my. Yes, give me. It's in my backpack. Give me a second, and I'll have a rummage through.
I'm afraid there will be another attack, and I'm glad that you all have personal items that you could call upon to protect you. But others are not going to be so lucky. We have already had 4 people go missing from town, and I believe all 4 of those people shared the same witness event that we did. Now, it seems that majority of the people here in Otari cannot see that even now that lighthouse is lit. If you step outside this door at night, you will see on the horizon that distinctive blue glow that comes from the Gauntlet. Many others cannot, but those that witnessed the vision can see it. And Dara, you can confirm this. You have seen it for the past 7 days. That blue glow coming from the fog thing.
I can vouch for the fact that it is there.
But
I can assure you all it is not an illusion.
if it's not affecting everyone, why is it affecting us?
Why did we see what we saw? Why were we drawn in as we were?
What about us makes a connection? I don't know any of you. I don't know Otari. I'm not from here. Why us? Why me?
Those questions I wish to get to the bottom of and find out the truth of the matter.
And me, I'm not from Otari. I share the same questions. I have no answer. And that's one of the things I wish to call upon you for aid in. Now, 2 days after the event, while Starrett was still unconscious, and he doesn't know this, I employed somebody from the Crook's Nook. Now, the Crook's Nook is an inn of lesser repute, shall we say. But
even brigands.
Now, Darred, we need to play nicely. You know I deal in rumours, and Yaz hasn't forgotten the bloody name. Yaz, I'll call her Yaz for now because I can't remember the full name. Yaz has always been very useful in finding me just the right information that I need for the items that we need to go and find. I know you don't agree with her methods, but everyone has their uses. So with you out of the picture and people going missing, I panicked. I asked her for aid. I asked her to send somebody out to the fog fen and see what was going on there. Was there any movement? Were there any people around? Was there anything around? To be honest,
went out and saw nothing.
Well, it would seem the information that came back was less than I expected. The person that went out returned within only a few hours. They went in the morning. They came back in the same afternoon. So they couldn't have been there for more than an hour and a half. And they handed me a map, but it's not very detailed. Here, I will share it with you. And she pulls out a cloth map with a very rough drawing on. This I'm told.
How much did this set you back?
20
gold pieces.
Lex kind of makes a knee-jerk reaction and stops herself from saying something crass, but under her breath she's like, I could make a fortune here.
So this is all I have. The person who gave me this and just said there were signs of goblins around, and ran. That's why they were only there a short time. The coward lost his nerve, I guess. Quickly sketched this, which I'm told is only part of the keep, and then returned here to Otari. I hope to have more information for you by now, but I don't. Maybe I would suggest if you headed to the Crook's Nook, then you could speak to the person or speak to Yaz and see if they remember any more details. But
I think we would find more truth and more fact if we walked out.
And if nothing else, we'll find good drink and good food. Let's go. I'm in.
But I must ask for your aid. I need you to go out there to the Gauntlet, to the Fog Fen. We need to find out what is happening before the next attack. I'm worried about more innocent people becoming involved.
I will go.
Lex starts to put a hand on Doreed's arm. I think it's best we stop by the Crook's Nook just to see if we can find out anything else to know what we're walking into. You don't have to go in, but I can speak to these people.
I will accompany you, but prepare yourself. What are the two of you? Aramil, Kingsman.
I would like to go, yes. I will be there.
Ah, I found it! This is the item I was looking for, and you see that all around him he's taken the contents of his backpack. It's now strewn around the floor, and he's finally found the item. Now, found it. Yeah, sorry, what did I miss?
Everything. Good God, man, pull yourself together.
Well, I've just got it out. Don't worry, I put it all back. I know where it goes. It's okay. Anyway, this is the item. I've got a quill. You see, it was a quill.
Well, store that quill away, Kingsman. It looks like we're going on an adventure.
I do like a good adventure.
Okay. So, the Gauntlet is located north of here. Darid, I believe you know the way. If you do want to go to the Crook's Nook and speak to Yaz, then you just need to find the tallest lady in the establishment. She's pretty easy to find. Be careful, she drives a hard bargain. You may not be used to dealing with her type, I don't know. My home is always open to you. Feel free to come and go as you please. And I will do whatever I can to assist you. If you find any items, I will try and recompense you as best I can.
Thank you.
That is good.
Do you mind if we take that map with us?
No, of course, please. It was for you anyway.
Okay, which one of us is best at reading a map? Who would like to be a holder of the map?
I think I have a pretty good survival check.
I'm +6.
Plus 7.
4. Okay.
Aramil.
Aramil gets the map.
I'll take that map, thank you. Fold it up, tuck it away neatly in an empty scroll tube that I have tied to my belt.
Then I guess it only leaves to bid you good luck and thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It's we need to prevent this attack from happening again. And as I said, I don't know when it will be, but each night I go outside and I stare at the blue light, and dread continues to fill me. Right. So, do you want to head to the Gauntlet, or do you want to head to the Crook's Nook?
If we need to be about it, let's go to the Crook's Nook.
Okay.
Watch your purses. Be careful what you tread in.
Tread in? Why?
You'll see.
On that note, Volanya crawls back into her cage, and you hear a click, and the door locks.
Okay. So, Darren, you take the lead. You head the party through town. The Crook's Nook is actually located on a bridge, the biggest bridge in Otari, that spans the river. It's an inn that sits above an open archway. It's a couple of floors high, and if you want to chuck the map in, I'll do the pointer. It's located here, right in the centre of the bridge.
Wow.
Sorry, let's do that again. There, right in the centre of the bridge. You get there. It is a bustling place. It's even this early in the day is filled with people. A lot of them are drunk. There are many corner booths or booths that sit around the walls. You see a lot of hushed conversations. A lot of people pull their cloak hoods up when you enter, especially when somebody takes a look at you, Darren. And waiting behind the bar, there are two women, and Rin's description was very accurate. One of the women is well over 6 feet tall, and this is Yaz, Yin Yasmira.
Lex, if you feel you could get, or would be better getting information here,
Yeah.
Sit in the corner and think I would brave an ale before we head out.
Lex doesn't so much saunter up to the bar, but makes a big point of taking in the room and taking in all the establishment members before she goes up to the bar and orders a drink from the woman next to Yaz. And
I'm super thirsty and hungry. I'm going to follow her to grab a drink and something to eat.
Can you make me a perception check, please, Lex?
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. 12.
Okay.
Low on the rolls today. Don't like this.
So you walk up to the bar. The woman next to Yaz steps up and says, "Hi, my name's Gracie. Well, you look new. What can I get you?"
Just take a basic ale and whatever my friend here wants.
I'll take one also, thank you.
Okay, 2 ales coming right up. She pours the drinks and slams them down in the bar. Yaz has wandered off over to the other side, and he's currently talking to a couple of people.
I'm keeping my eyes open too as she's talking, just keeping an eye on things.
I decided to strike up some conversation with Gracie, dropping a couple hints that I am new around here, though that should be hopefully fairly obvious. And hey, Gracie, thanks for these drinks. This establishment seems a lot like home for me, and I was wondering if maybe I could talk to you about some of the happenings here in Otari.
Yeah, well,
and Lex slides a silver across the table.
the silver disappears almost as soon as you lift your finger. A very deft act of sleight of hand.
Lex grins at her. So Gracie, and Lex speaks a little bit above the volume. Her hope here is to actually catch Yaz's attention by not directly talking to Yaz. So Gracie, I heard some interesting rumors about this town that, people have been going missing, and there's been a lot of just odd things. And, as a traveler, I try to keep abreast of these happenings, and I was just wondering if maybe you had a couple stories you could share with me.
Before Gracie can utter a word, Yaz steps over And in 2 strides, she covers the distance of the bar that she was away from you. Gracie, go and bust some tables. I suggest you finish your drinks and go.
Oh, it seems like I've touched a nerve. Lex drops the act and looks Yaz directly in the eyes, which is no small feat. I know you're Yaz. I know Ren paid you for a map. I know the job was not finished. I want to talk to the person who went to the fog fen.
Make me another perception check, please.
Beautiful, nat 20.
Yeah.
She's making
talking, straight to the point,
extremely subtle hand signals.
Oh, man,
Hand signals that you're familiar with from your time in the Cat Stew Lofties, that is thieves' camp. So she's trying to see if you are a member or not.
Lex reciprocates in answers in
whole demeanor changes almost immediately, and she nods off to the side of the bar and glances significantly in the direction of an empty booth over in the corner.
Lex joins her and makes a nod to her companions that they can come in stride as well.
You see before she leaves the bar that she pours another 2 pints of ale, brings them over, another 3 pints of ale, in fact, and brings them over to the table and sits down. Darred, well, we don't see you in here very often. I can't say it's a pleasure, but at least the company you're currently keeping would give you a pass, so to speak. So I shall hand you this ale. Please sit there and drink it nicely and let the adults speak.
No.
Oh, cold.
Well, thank
So what's
you.
your name then?
You can call me Lex. I come from Korsova. And Lex lets the pendant that she keeps usually hidden around her neck fall out.
A member of the Lofties. I'm impressed. You've come far.
I have.
So why are you in Otari?
I'm not even sure myself, if I'm being honest. I wasn't lying to Gracie about strange things happening, and I know this comes as no surprise to someone as you, but something very strange happened to me while I was on a job in Absalom, and I'm here to find those answers. And right now, those answers point to the fog fen, and I need to know anything and everything I can before I walk in there.
Okay, then we can probably help each other, I guess. I'll be honest, this was not my idea. The person that I lined up for the job for Rin is a scoundrel, and he's pretty unreliable. But he needed the money, and I felt sorry for him.
I'm taking a sip at this point, and
his name's Logan. He did go out there, and he did spend some time out there mapping the place. He said when he returns, and just gave part of the map to Rin, that there was a lot more out there. And he said there was a lot of things moving around, goblins, he thought. But the back end of the island, that north end of the map, there was a locked tower. And it looked in better condition than the rest of the keep, which had fallen into ruin. He was going back out there with 3 other men who I don't really endorse. I don't use them. They're too unreliable. But he was going out there with 3 other people to see what they could find. That was
Sounds
5 days ago.
Oh.
I haven't seen them since, and I've heard no word at all. Now, these are not the sort of people who are used to the great outdoors, I guess would be the best expression. So I am worried that something has happened. So I'm going to guess you're going there. Rin has employed you in some fashion to go and investigate the lighthouse. I know she was really worried about what's going on. If you are going there, then please find Logan and these other three, and at least bring me back news.
That's the least I can do. I really do appreciate you being so candid with us.
So that's all I can tell you is the goblin presence there is pretty big. I don't know where they've come from, but there are at least 8 of them.
I look over at Dareed. Are goblins a common sight around here?
Steve, would they have been, or is it a case of lately active?
I guess it is a case of lately active. There's not a lot of goblin presence and nuisance that goes on.
They're usually kept. The numbers are usually kept well in line, but lately it certainly seems we have a bit of a resurgence. I think we should prepare ourselves for having to face them if we do head out there. I hope that's not an issue for any of you.
Lex looks
Steve.
across the table at everyone. Oh, go on.
Ultimately, so is this just the vision or whatever it was that we had? Is that our main driving force? Because Rin said nothing about money. So is it just like in my head as like, am I just my main drive just trying to figure out why I'm doing this because I'm trying to figure out what the hell that was all about. And I feel that this adventure is going to answer that question.
You don't have any answers at the moment, and this seems the best course of action to obtain an answer.
Okay, but that's my main drive. So
if that's it, well, that's down to you to decide.
Okay.
So if you bring me back word, or better still, bring them back here, I will pay you 50 gold.
Well, I'll do my best. Lex looks at everyone else and says, I'm not going to accept this on your all behalf.
I'm certainly in. It's an adventure. Why not? What could possibly go wrong?
Everything, my friend, everything.
If they can be brought back alive, it will be done. I do not
exactly.
It's
it's a rescue mission. Just think of the stories they would tell about us. It'd be great.
Yes. If we do find them deceased, do we bring back the bodies?
I will see to their last rites and that they are at peace.
I just need word, one way or the other.
Fair enough.
They don't have families, so to speak.
We'll get you your
they receive a
answers.
proper burial.
She quickly finishes her pint, stands up. Well, I'll wish you good luck, and I guess goodbye for now. And she walks off.
We made a contact, everyone.
Yay.
Yay! That didn't go horribly wrong.
What time of day is it?
It's around 2:30 in the afternoon.
And how far is the walk to the encampment or the fog fen?
Less than a mile.
A couple of hours. Just over a couple of hours.
That's not less than a mile.
Let's totally
that's 6
go.
miles.
Yeah, let's totally go there at night, everyone. That sounds like a great idea.
Should we maybe find a place and get some sleep and head out first thing in the morning?
No, Rin said that it will light up when it gets dark. So what better time to be there to see it for ourselves firsthand?
I don't know if that's the kind of light we're looking for.
You can see it from here if you wish to view it. I do not wish to travel at night, not with.
I prefer sunlight.
I'm
Shine.
sure we're all heroes.
You won't be travelling at night. If you leave now, you'll get there before dark.
Yeah,
And then
then we have to hang out there at night. don't know.
I
if
don't.
like
You're, the two of you are so much bigger than me, and yet for some reason you seem quite squishy. Look, it's perfectly fine. I can light the way if you're a little bit scared of the dark. I mean, it's okay. It's understandable.
Melania comes out of her cage, jumps on my shoulder, and she starts like like sniffing at him and shit. Like, oh, she's getting pissed.
I think what they're looking for are actually heroes. But if you haven't got the cut of the jib, then I suggest you can stay here, and I'll find some heroes who can do it.
Well, I guess we're
My good
going.
friend, I'm just trying to take precautions, is all. Why take any unnecessary risks?
I can be ready to
British
leave
Prince and
shortly if
Food.
you're wishing to leave now.
Look, it's okay, Aramo. Look, I snuck out some extra custard cream biscuits. We'll be okay.
All right, I'm in. It's all about the custard creams.
There we go. Once you've had a custard cream, oh, you'll never go
I
back.
say a silent prayer under my voice to Iomine and beg for her protection against fools.
Well, you remember what Belcora does to fools, don't you, Darren?
She eats them.
Yum, 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 yum. All right, I guess we're going into the fog fen.
If there's nothing else that you wish to do here in town, then you
Shit,
do.
I'll drink to that.
Get our shit and get out.
Steve's like, oh, you're going to go to combat today. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go on a talking adventure. That's what I'm doing. It's a talking game.
She's going to talk her way out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head out of Otari and you take the northwest road towards the forest. You pass a still pond on the right hand side, which is surrounded by standing stones, obelisks. Aramil, you guess that the druid circle that Captain Longsaddle talked about were the ones that worshipped here, around that pool. It's almost preternaturally still. It's like a mirror. And
I
there's
immediately feel that energy and sense it. Melania comes out too, very curious, and is kind of, she's just sniffing around in the air because she can sense it also.
Okay.
Well, Aramo, I'm quite intrigued. What do you think it all means? Why stones, and why are there 13?
I'm not quite sure. I'm not familiar with this circle and the magic, and from what the guard was saying, and they sounded very evil, and I am not that. So I don't understand.
You're not that evil. You're not as evil as them.
I'm not evil at all, but I don't understand that energy, the energy that's coming out, or the stones. I do not know.
You'll see Kingsman takes out a second notebook that he's had, and he starts writing in the information down.
Okay. So you move on, you can see up the road, you pass through the forest, and within a short amount of time, you enter the fog fen proper. You find at the edge of the fog fen a flat bottom boat, like they use to pole and row through the waters. The waters are only shallow. It is possible to follow the path or hike through the water, but the boat would keep you dry and allow you a bit more maneuverability. So you can take the boat if you wish.
Look, there's a boat. Let's take it.
I think
And is
that's
this to get to the island of Gauntlet?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how far is it? 100 feet, 500 feet?
It's about another mile.
It's
Okay.
just over
Fog
there.
fen.
The small island in the distance. There it is.
How's the wake? The water, the waves? Is it calm?
It's pretty calm, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty calm. It's not tidal. It's very still. There's a lot of, the floating weed and lily pads and stuff like that.
Aramo, you seem to be quite worried. Can you swim?
I can.
So if you fall, you'll swim. You're perfectly fine. You'll float.
Metal doesn't float.
Well, I'm sure the little one will pop out of the cage.
She'll be fine as well.
She can swim.
You can walk if you wish. It's a little bit further, or you can take boat. It's entirely up to you.
I think we walk.
Can Lex look around the surroundings? She looks around the surroundings. She looks to see if there's any sort of disturbances on the ground.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Roll a perception check. Well,
No?
whichever you've got is higher, survival or perception.
Ooh, perception it is. Oh, yay. A whole 15.
So you find a couple of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Only a couple. They don't follow the path. They clearly go down to the water's edge. And that's where they stop. So there's a lot of trod down grass around the bank.
Bipedal
Yeah.
animal. Oh, okay. Oh. Hey, guys, just as a heads up, I don't think we're the only ones here. And Lex points to the tracks.
I don't suppose those are the goblins.
No, they are human-sized footprints.
Can I do an investigation check on them thoroughly?
Make me a survival check, please.
Survival.
Aaron.
23.
Okay, so these are the footprints of 4 humans, human-sized creatures, and you think that the grass is so crushed in this area because there was another flat-bottom boat there.
I'd imagine that maybe poor old Logan went this way.
So it would seem.
He's taking the boat.
Did you say there was 4? Was there 4 companions?
Yeah. There was Logan and 3 companions, 4 in total.
I give that boat a hard look and see if I'm comfortable with everybody getting on it.
Yep. You from your assay, you think it would easily fit 6 people.
Okay. Without further ado, I walk onto the boat with one.
Okay.
Lex follows.
Very uneasily, I step onto the boat and try and get to the very center of the boat.
Okay.
Then I'll don't worry, everybody. I'll give us a push.
You push the boat off Kingsman. It slides smoothly into the water, and then you leap somewhat gracefully into the bow.
A hoof.
So you continue the last mile towards the gauntlet in the distance. The sound of frogs and mosquitoes with water sloshing against the muddy shores, all muffled by the ever-present mists that sit just over the surface of the water, that linger in the aptly named fog fen. As they begin to clear, you can see a shadow looming from the cloying swamp vapours. A sprawling ruin of stone and wood squats atop an island in this soggy marsh. The upper floors you can see have largely collapsed, leaving only stone walls of the ground floor intact. Above these ruins, however, towers an out-of-place monument, a colossal lighthouse whose painted walls and iron-cased crown have resisted the corrosive effects of the surrounding swamp. You can see that area is split into 2. So there is the large keep and the lighthouse, which is on a larger of 2 islands. And then on the smaller island, connected by what looks like a wooden bridge, thank you for bringing the map up, David, you see a smaller single-story building. And it sort of matches the map outline that you were given by Logan. Ahead of you, you can see docked against the landing another boat that looks fairly new compared to the rest of this area, which is largely rotting docks, rotting jetties, fallen and collapsed buildings. But that boat there, docked and tied up, is fairly new, such as the one that you are currently in. Yeah, no, thank you.
So where are we exactly? Are we at the broken dock?
You're just coming up here. Approaching from the west-hand side.
I am silently praying under my breath as we are rowing this boat across.
I look over the edge of the boat to try to get an idea how deep the water is.
Okay. Make me a perception check, please.
$18.
Okay. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Damn it, man. 20. Woo! We're rolling good with these Beetle and Grim dice. Yeah.
So you look over the mist that sort of sits on top of this water. You know, it's almost like a fog, very thin layer of fog sits over the top of the water. It clears suddenly as you look down into those depths, and for a moment, for a brief moment, you see a skull turns towards you underneath the water, and a skeletal hand begins to reach up, and then the illusion breaks, and you're back in the boat, and you can see that the water is probably only about 3 or 4 feet deep.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Your vision is filled with bright light emanating from the lighthouse tower in front of you. That entire structure just emanates powerful magic.
I look around to the party and I make them aware of this fact. There is great magic here, especially in the Gauntlet Tower. That is what that is, correct?
Correct. That is the Gauntlet Tower.
Seeing that the water is not that deep, I take Volanya, I rest her in the boat, the cage and all. She kind of hangs out, and we're close to the wooden dock with the boat that's tied up.
Yeah.
I want to jump out and go right over to that boat.
Okay. So you jump out. It comes up to somewhere between your waist and your chest, and you wade over to the ruined jetty. The boat is new, like the one you're in. As I said, it is tied up quite tightly to one of the ruined pilings, and you can see that building in front of you. That building is partially collapsed, so you can see through the south wall where it's fallen in. That the shelving holding other boats. It is a boathouse, so some of the round bottom. There'd be round boats that you use in peat bogs and stuff like that, and other rowboats have fallen to collapse and ruin inside that building.
On the boat that's tied up, I want to give it a good look over.
Yep.
Also, just to point out to all players, you can move your own tokens.
If we're... I want to get out of the boat as soon as
So
possible.
Aramil's jumped out the boat. Do you want to dock it with the jetty? Yeah.
Yeah, I go ahead and tie the boat up and jump out.
Yep. Okay. So you make your way to the island. Does anyone want to go and investigate the boathouse or anything?
That's the first thing I'll do. Threat assessment and make sure nothing is here that will be nasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Dareth, can you make me a perception roll, please, or a survival roll, whichever one is higher for you?
19.
Okay. So, inside the boathouse, there is what remains of a campfire. Alongside the campfire, sort of discarded in the ashes, is a half-burnt matchbook for the Crook's Nook. Leading away from the campfire, heading north, are sets of footprints. Just able to pick these up. They are quite obscured.
I'll take the burn thing. Lex, what do you make of this?
Lex takes a look at that, and it seems like we've found a trace of our men. But they've pressed forward.
Would they have been liable to stash anything here?
Oh, you're gonna check their boat?
Yeah, Aramil was checking the boat. So what did you get for your perception check, please?
Oh, that's a 7. Oh, thank gosh. Let's add. I know. Okay, +6. Maths is that 13? 7 plus 6.
13.
Thank you.
Okay, there's nothing you find in the boat. Aramil, you was also checking the boat. So can you make me a perception check, please?
16.
Okay. You don't find anything of any note at all in the boat. It's been used to get them there. They haven't left anything behind.
All right, I'm gonna get out of the boat and come into the room with Kingsman.
Yeah. So I say the boathouse is largely ruined. The south wall is almost completely collapsed. There are rotting pieces of boat on the floor, and whatever wood was here that was fairly dry has been used in the remains of the campfire that's inside this small squat building. And Darren points out to you, Aramil, when you come in, a set of footprints leading out of the door to the north. So the footprints are sort of going in this direction, but they are quite hard to see.
I want to do really get down on the ground and look at them.
Yep. Yeah. Make me a survival check with a +2 bonus.
Not so good. 11.
Okay. You'll find it very difficult to see them, so no additional information than what Darren has already told you. Okay, where do you want to go next?
Well, I say we follow those footprints. They seem to be heading to that little bridge over there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head out in the direction of the bridge. Sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, so you go to cross the bridge. You notice that most of it has sort of collapsed into the swamp. So there is a way across. It is a bit precarious. Do you want to do anything in particular?
Well, I guess I would normally be the lightest one, but my belly here. Maybe Lex.
No, I think.
Would you like to go first?
Lex is going to. Well, I mean, how deep is the water? Can she see how deep the water is at the bridge?
Aramil got out and waded across.
So okay.
I'm already wet, so I'm just gonna walk in the water. It looks safer than the bridge.
Okay. You climb down underneath the bridge, Aramil, and you just wade across.
I think Lex is going to nimbly try to cross the bridge, sidestepping and dodging where there's patches of water.
As I see Lex sort of looking over the bridge and testing, I stroll straight across the bridge.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Kingsman.
Yeah, I'll follow Darren. I mean, if it can hold his weight, it can definitely hold mine. And I don't want to get my lovely travel coat.
Steve, is it okay that I grabbed Anya's cage before we started moving?
Yeah. Yeah, I assume you will have her with you at all times.
Yeah. I didn't want to drown her when I first walked in. Jumped in.
Yeah. No problem. That's fine. Okay, so you make it across the bridge. Darren, it is a bit ropey in places, but it's fine. It doesn't collapse. It doesn't collapse. You make it across to the island, and standing before you is a single-story building, stone built. Thick reeds grow all around the outside, and in front of you is a closed set of double doors.
Lex is going to go up to the doors and just kind of gently give it a push or a pull.
Okay, it's a push. The doors open inwards. So you push them. They do not move.
Oh.
Is it safe to assume she actually tried to handle it to turn
Yes.
it? I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so it's locked.
It's either locked or stuck. You're not sure which. So keep making a perception check.
15.
It's not locked. The door actually has been picked open.
Oh.
You can see the distinctive marks on the lock that show somebody has opened it without the key. Clear as day to you. There is something behind this door preventing it from being opened. You're going to have to give it a shove.
I look over at Doreed. I think we could use your help here. And I worry what we might find on the other side of this door.
Take a step back, then, and I'll see what I can do. Put my shield on my back, stretch a bit, and shoulder barge it.
Roll me an athletics check, please.
Roll a 13, 2 seconds. Athletics.
Yep.
18.
Okay. Describe what you want to do.
So as I wait for Lex to sort of come back. The doors, you said it opens, but something blocks it.
Yeah.
So I'll open it, however much you can move out, so the latch is off. I said, stow my shield on my back, take a step back, and then lunge forward and shove into it.
Okay. You managed to push it enough that whatever was holding it back breaks. You hear this shattering of wood. The door flies open, and you notice on the floor in front of you is what remains of a ruined bookcase. The room has been ransacked. There are pages and dust and old book covers everywhere. The bookcase has clearly been knocked over, landed against the door, which is what was preventing you from opening it. But this room has been thoroughly ransacked without care.
With the bookcase that's behind it, does it? When we go in, I would like to see if there are drag marks on the floor. Has it been braced against this door, or has it merely fallen down?
In your estimate, it's merely fallen down when somebody's been ripping books off and maybe knocked it over to see if there was a secret panel behind it and that sort of thing. It's been done in a hurry without care. So yeah, it's fallen and blocked the door rather than placed strategically, shall we say.
I sort of push through and open the door as much as I can and try and lift the case off.
Yeah, that's fine. You've broken the back of it, so to speak, so you can freely open the door now and just move the debris out of the way. So as I say, the room has been thoroughly ransacked. There's two doors in the south wall and a set of double doors ahead of you to the west.
Does it look like it was recently ransacked, or is there layers of dust over everything?
There isn't layers of dust over everything, so yes, you believe. Well, there is dust over certain areas of the room,
okay.
But the bookcase and some of the pages that are on the floor are dust free. So you think this has been ransacked recently?
Okay.
I will. I will take up a sentinel, sort of watching over if other people are going for doors and looking through bits and pieces. I'll draw sword and shield, and I'm keeping my eyes and ears open for any sounds of movement.
All the doors that we see, are they closed?
Yes.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pull my shield and javelin out.
Okay.
Valania's going to scurry into her cage and click so she's safe.
I want to take a look around to see if there's anything that might lend a clue as to what was here, what was on any of those papers on the floor, something. I pick up a random paper and read it.
Roll me an occult check, please.
A what check?
Occult.
Occult. Oh, well. 8.
Okay, no. Whatever's written on here is in a strange language that you don't understand.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Lex, you seem to be having trouble.
Yeah.
Is it? What have you got?
I hand the paper to Kingsman.
Can I? Is it a language that I recognise?
It's not so much a language. It's like concepts.
Well, it is research. This is theories. I can't quite decipher what it's about.
Make me an occult check. See if you can try and figure out what it is.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Do you want to do the same as well, please, Aramel? Because you did say you were going to do that.
14 and dirty 20 also, 14 and 6.
Yeah, same as me.
So you think that this page is part of a thesis document on the capturing of souls.
Well, it seems to be. I don't quite understand it. It must be highly impossible and improbable. But Arimo, this is basically saying that 1, this is using magic, and 2, this is trapping somebody's soul. Is that even possible?
What?
I believe it is, yes, and it could have something to do with the dark stone circles we passed in the pond back in the beginning of our journey.
Quite intriguing. Interesting. And this is just one small one. I'll continue to have a rummage around in the books and see what else I can find.
Okay.
If it starts to get dark, I'll just summon light.
Can you all make
We
a
lost
perception check,
Michael.
please?
Oh, no.
There he is. He's back.
Mm-hmm.
Shoop.
Can you make me a perception check, please?
Who?
All of you.
All of us.
Oh, beautiful.
17.
21.
Well done.
10.
27!
Yeah. Darren, it's behind you.
20.
There's a noise from one of the rooms ahead of you. You think through the double doors. It's
What was that, Steve? Couldn't hear it.
How'd that go?
Okay. Just
my,
There's
my,
like a-
my bad crow impression. Bad crow impression.
Ah!
That'll do.
Well, I think it's coming from over there.
I perk up to sense where it's coming from.
You think it's coming from ahead. One of the doors ahead, probably most likely the double door.
I go over to the door and put my ear closer to the door.
You hear it a little bit more clearly. It's definitely coming from that direction rather than the doors in the south wall.
I put my hands on the knob. I don't open it, but I just want to see if it feels like it's unlocked or not.
It's not locked. It's not locked.
Okay. So I shot over to the party. Door's not locked. I think the crow's in here. Not that that really means anything. The crow.
The crow won't know it's here.
It was the description. I shout over to the party. The crow's in here.
Let's get the fucker.
So a bird got in through a broken window. I
Mystery solved. Let's go home. Come
Yeah.
on, pack it up.
Lex is like, You know, maybe guys, that's a clue for or a sign for us to go forward. Unless crows are really bad luck in your religion, Aramel.
Would I know the answer to that, Mr. GM Steve Guy?
Oh, I was being sarcastic, but
She
says sarcastically.
Let's go and have a look. I mean, if it's a crow, if it's a smashed window, like you say, Lex, let's someone else may have. Well, the door was barred by the bookcase on the inside, so whoever was on the inside must have found another way out. Possibly a broken window. We may as well go and check. Especially if we intend to stay the night, you see.
Great.
It'll be dark soon.
Okay, so who's opening the door? Who's going through first?
Not me.
I guess I'm the knucklehead that's following the crow, so I guess I will.
Okay, so you open the door.
Shield up, javelin ready.
Red alert.
Because that crow could be big.
Well, within this hall, you see a series of 4 tall paintings that hang on the northwestern wall. There are layers of mould and decay that have severely damaged them. You can still make out what they depict if you'd like to go and take a look.
Oh man, what do I have? Ooh, I know what Lex wants to do. Lex wants to look for traps.
Okay.
Lex wants to go carefully look down the hall for traps because I have Trap Finder and it's an intuitive sense of mine. And I will remember I have these things.
Okay. Make your roll for me then, please.
Nice. Okay. It's what is it? Okay.
If not, I have a foolproof trap detection method.
Wah. I got a 12. Nope.
Okay.
+2 bonus 14.
You don't believe there are any traps here?
Okay. She doesn't believe there's any traps here. I don't sense any traps here, guys. Don't blame me if I'm wrong. My sense
Are you moving down to look at the paintings?
Yeah, we go look at the paintings now.
Right. So you come across the first one. They're about 5 foot high. They're very large. The first one actually depicts the city of Absalom. It's in flames, and you see ghosts rising from the streets. It has a small bronze plaque at the bottom that says, "So shall the fools suffer." The second portrait depicts Gauntlet Keep, appearing before the upper floors collapsed. So it would have been in its heyday, so to speak. And the lighthouse is lit, and it's emitting that pale blue light that you saw in the visions, and that Darren and Rid have been seeing for the past 7 days. Inside that blue light, you can see ghostly faces that sneer and grimace out at you from the picture. The bronze plaque on this one reads, "Let the light shine forever." The third portrait is completely shredded and mouldy and just destroyed. You can't work out what it's supposed to show. However, the plaque is still intact, and that reads, "The artist at work." The fourth and final portrait shows a smirking woman. She's dressed in a long green gown, and the facial features match that screaming face that you saw from the vision, the one that Rin shouted up at Belcora. So you assume that this is her in life. The plaque on this one reads, "The Lady of the Light." Next to that portrait, scratched in the stone, is another message. Does anyone read Aklo?
I do.
It says, "I serve you still. You shall be avenged.
It says, I serve you still, you shall be avenged. And Michael's popped off, he's come back. There we go.
Why does that keep happening?
How's your battery? You plugged in?
I'm plugged in. I even moved my router closer in the same room.
Well, it says in Aklo, it says, I serve you still, you shall be avenged.
And with that, you hear more distinctive this time.
That's a bit ominous.
And that is clearly coming from the double doors, which are to the south of this corridor as it turns to the left.
And I'll open the door as I'm here.
Okay. You're not going to do anything else? Just straight open the door, yeah?
I'll place a hand on Kingsman's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Next, you were doing something to look for traps, were you not? Maybe that is best.
I
proceed with caution.
Yes, I will. You want me? I can check for traps on the store if you gents would like.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. She gets down and kind of crouches down and looks at the slip between the doors, and she is looking for any obvious or inobvious signs of traps. Inobvious. That's a great one. 19.
There are no traps, and the door is not locked.
While she's doing that,
so we're clear.
I really want to focus in on that crow sound to try to determine if it's authentic or if it's magically driven.
Yep. Okay. Make me a survival check then. Make me a nature check, please.
Oh my god, 8.
You're not sure.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if that's real or not.
Well, that's quite troubling for a druid.
Yeah.
Is the door safe?
Is not strong with this one.
Yes, we can proceed with relative caution through this door.
I'll nod to Kingsman as though thinking he might understand the cover me nod, and I'll open the door.
Okay, let's go, Darren. You nod. I open. Yes.
I'm gonna cast guidance on the Kingsman before he goes in.
Okay. So does that give him gives him a D4 to a skill check or saving throw? Oh, +1.
To one attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check. Anything that he attempts.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. So as you swing that door open, you see the room in front of you. This once elegant workshop has clearly fallen into shambles. Soggy strips of dripping moss hang through the cracks in the wooden domed roof above. Below it, the carpet of broken glass glitters dangerously. Workbenches and shelves, armatures and displays, all formerly used in crafting or repairing immense lenses for a lighthouse, lie in ruins. Only a bejeweled spyglass sitting on a display rack near the southwestern wall has survived the devastation. Sitting on top of that spyglass, and I'll just need to put up a slide, Dave. You see this creature.
What?
Is that, you say a creature? Is that not a toy?
It's a doll fashioned to resemble some sort of twisted bird creature, and it is the creature that was emanating those sounds, and it turns immediately and looks at you, Kingsman, and says, "Is Master Rasni coming back?" And then when it focuses on you properly and notices that you indeed are not Master Rasni, it swoops down into the centre of the room, moving clearly to attack.
How big is this thing?
Can we have initiative, please? How big is it? It's probably about 3 foot high.
What is this? God, these people have terrible taste in art and toys. 18.
18 as well.
You ain't gonna like this. Well, you might like it.
I got 4.
I rolled a natural 20.
We're dead.
Okay, Dave, do you mind putting the initiatives in Albert, please, and sticking the token on?
You're gonna have to call them out.
I've got a whole party 1.
Okay, so Aramil, what did you get? 18.
18 also.
Lex got 18. Richard, what did you get?
1.
You add your perception score to it.
Perception.
So that's D20 plus your perception bonus.
Okay, sorry, it's only because it says +0 to initiative. 7.
Oh,
Okay.
Because mine says +0 to initiative too, so I didn't add my 6 to my 18.
No, we'll roll initiative as perception checks. So you just roll a flat perception check. Initiative actually changes depending on what you're doing. So sometimes, if you're in a situation where you're trying to intimidate someone when you go into combat, you'd roll an intimidation check as initiative. The situation changes.
So yeah, 18 plus 6 is mine.
Okay, so 24 for Lex. 30 for me.
30.
Yeah.
Couldn't even take it easier other than the first combat, Steve. I mean, what's that about?
This creepy rabid crow doll gets to move really fast.
It must have been the fact that Aramil shouted from the other room, the creepy crow thing's down this way. Some sort of warning.
Pissed it off already.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry, lads.
Okay, so it's me first. So the doll, Kingsman being the first one to enter the room, is going to move to attack you. Lost bloody Albert, sorry. He's going to move towards you, Kingsman. He's going to step forward and take a swinging strike with its wing. And that is like 14 screens or something. That is 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yes.
Okay, so with that strike, it does 5 points of damage. As it hits you with that wing, it goes, "You're not Master Rasny. You're not Master Rasny," and it goes to strike again with another attack.
Oh, that's everyone! This thing's attacking me.
That time only it's an armor class of 13. Second attack. So I assume that misses. Does it 13?
Yes, it hit. Yes, below my armor class. So I was just trying to write my points down. How much damage was the first hit?
5 points of damage.
5. Okay.
And there it shall stay, sort of right in front of Kingsman, the current focus of his ire. So next up we have Lex. After Lex, it's Aramil.
All
So
right.
what would you like to do, Lex?
Yeah, Lex is going to hopefully use a little bit of stealth, since the creepy crow creature is fixated on Kingsman, and she wants to take a walk around the walls and try to gain what am I words she wants to kind of go behind the creature, not so much to surprise it, but just to pinch it in between her and the companions.
Okay. If you want to go one more square to the left, then you'll be flanking directly with Kingsman.
Flanking, that's the word. Flanking.
And then the creature will be flat-footed, so you'll get an extra. Well, its armor class will reduce by 2.
Nice. And I'm going to use my Elven Curvin Blade to attack, which 15.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Oh. Wow. It's creepy and it has a high AC, guys.
You have one action left, so you use one action to move, use one action to attack, and you've got one action left. So you can make another attack if you wish. But with
would
the
have
multi-attack penalty, you need to reduce your roll by 4.
Okay.
Sorry. By 4.
Yeah, no. Lex will go for a second attack, and that's a 3, so she misses.
Yeah.
In fact, quite terribly.
You go to attack from behind, trying to take advantage of the fact that it's flat-footed with Kingsman, but unfortunately you miss. But please make me a perception check.
Oh, beautiful. That's I like this term, a dirty 20. That's new to me.
Clearly, in the back of the doll, you see a bright green gem slotted into a crack in the back of the doll. Okay, so that's your go over. Aramil, you're next, followed by Darid, please.
Can I use at least a free action to yell out to my companions before they go?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hey, there's some weird green glowy thing on the back of this guy. I don't know what that means, but just heads up.
Lex, can you reach it? Can you destroy it? Can you pull it out?
I don't know.
We'll keep it
you need to
occupied
keep
here.
This. Okay.
Is this thing flying or is it on the ground?
It's flapping around. It's jumping up and down, flapping its wings to get height, then it'll fall back down. It's not really staying still. It's staying still in that 5 foot square, but it's moving all over the place.
I want to cast Breathe Fire, but based on the situation where Lex is standing, if I use one action to just kind of scoot over a little bit and then cast it to get to not hit her. Is that feasible?
Is that a cone?
Yes.
What cone? 15 foot.
15-foot cone.
Okay, you're not really going to be able to get anywhere where it isn't going to get either Lex or Darid.
All right, I'm going to run up to it. I'm going to smash it with my shield and then hit it with the javelin.
Okay, roll to hit then, please.
Basic. Well, for the shield, what's my modifier for the shield?
That's not normally an attack weapon. You can attack with your javelin twice.
But the 14 with the shield for the initial push.
Right.
And then a 4 and a 3, 7 for the spear attack.
Okay. That is unfortunately a miss on both of those. So you go in with the shield, but it is moving around quite a lot, so you don't really get a sort of a hard enough purchase on it. It would be better if it was on the floor. You just sort of bash it a little bit and it bounces back in essence, and that puts you off your javelin strike, so that goes wide. Darid, you're next.
Right. I'd like to use my movement, and that I'm going to move up to it, and in the flow of one action, basically, I want to come in, swipe it with my shield as I shove Kingsman out of the way.
Right. Okay.
And I want to get its attention, basically. So it's sort of coming in, backhanding this thing with a shield, and replacing its line of sight with me and not Kingsman.
Okay. So you're trying to change places with him in essence. Make me an athletics check then, please.
Rolled 11. 16.
Yeah, that's good enough. So you can switch your tokens around. So you take Kingsman's place and you put yourself there. So we won't do the attack with a shield. We'll just use that as flavour. But in essence, you swing out.
It's just flare.
Yeah, just flare. So you've got one action left that you can make a strike with if you wish with your weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Natural 1.
Ooh.
Okay. Right. So we did say we were using these on natural ones and natural 20s. So I am going to draw a critical
Can I spend the hero point?
Yes, you can.
I will spend my hero point.
Good call. Make your reroll.
Well remembered.
Okay, that's a little better. Where is my sword? Okay, that's a 17 to hit.
17 misses. It's moving around so much that it's like trying to catch a fly. You know, you swing out where it was, and it's no longer there. It's higher or lower. It's very dexterous and moving around. So no, unfortunately, that misses. Okay, Kingsman, you're up. You've just been shoved aside by Darrad. He was obviously concerned about your well-being, which is good. But now it's your time.
Thank you, Darrad. There was no need to do that. I'm made of sturdy stock, you see, and I will start to. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Scorching Blast. My fists turn into balls of flame, and I can go like Iron Man. You see, it's like a blast of fire comes out of my hands, and that is 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 to hit.
That is a miss.
Oh, can I try again?
No, that's a 2-action spell. So no, you can't.
Okay, I think it's a 1-action spell, but okay.
Oh, is it?
It's a 1-action spell.
1 action, so you can do it again then. But
okay, what's the penalty for the second one?
-4.
Okay. Oh, I got a natural 18. That's well over 27 something.
-4 is 23. Okay, so yes, you hit with that one.
Okay. Oh, I've got an 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's it. 11 damage.
11 damage. Good. First blood, so to speak, is yours. Okay, it did not look like that at all, and you're not out of the room. You're not out of the room, so it focuses once again on you. So you did 1 action, second action. What's your third action?
What's the minus for third action?
-8.
Oh, there's no. If I get nat 20,
you can do it.
Let's roll. Let's roll. I'm gonna. So third, it never hits it, but let's just. I know I got a 3.
Okay. So two rays went wide, but 1 hit. 1 hit.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, so top of the round, it's my turn again. The creature flies around you, Lex. It flies around in this circle, going back towards Kingsman to make 2 more strikes. So that makes two wing attacks. The first one is a 22, and the second one is a miss.
With it moving away like that, do we get opportunity attacks at all?
No, because fighters only get attacks of opportunity. You take 7 points of damage as it dives in with its beak, picking at you. Okay, that's it. That's his turn over. Lex, you're up, followed by Aramil.
All right. Can I see that glowing gem on its back? Because is it recessed? Is it flat flush? Is it protruding?
It's recessed. It's probably going to take a dagger to flick it out.
Man, I don't have a dagger. Rogue without a dagger. What was I thinking?
I bought a dagger here. If you said that earlier, I could have thrown it to you.
Oh man, that's a. You know what? Screw it. Lex is actually going to step back away, still with making sure that its back is towards me. She's going to take a square back. She's going to pull up her crossbow, and she's going to aim. And she's going to aim as best as she can for that green gem in the back of that creepy creature.
Okay. Go for it.
23.
That is a hit.
Yes.
All right, and that's a D8. Let's roll a D8, not one of the other dice. Ooh, and she hits for 7.
Right, I will give you an additional 3 points of damage because you do indeed hit the gem.
Yes.
And you hear that distinctive crack. So you did 7, so that was 10 points of damage in total. It instinctively and instantly turns its head, swiveling 180 degrees, its body still facing Kingsman, to stare in your direction.
Not creepy at all.
Lex just kind of like smirks up at it and says, Toodles, hoping someone else will kill it, you know.
You
It
still
works.
have 1 action left.
Oh, I do. Oh, even better. She's going to take a negative and go in for... Well, no, I'm further away, so I'd actually have to move to attack in. You know what? We'll do the crossbow again. Let's...
Thank you, shot. It's -4.
-4. That's fine. What's 26 minus 4?
22.
22.
You hit.
Nice.
Roll your damage.
Excuse me, Hush, I need the D8. My old man cat has decided to come bless my dice. Oh, I hit for 1.
Okay.
He did not bless that dice. He's standing in my dice box.
Okay, so that's your go over. Aramil, you're up next.
I'm watching this abomination just go up and down at the right time into this floor. I want to cast Tanglevine. Natural 20 with a 7. 27.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Do I get a saving throw for that?
It's your AC, is your defense.
Okay. Yeah, you hit. You hit.
Is that a critical? Is that the plus? Are we doing the plus 10s, or are we doing just 1s and 20s?
We're doing the plus 10s. It is not a critical.
Oh.
So it says you take a 10-foot circumstance penalty to its speed for 1 round.
Yeah.
And you can attempt to escape with your spell DC to remove the penalty.
Okay. But you have gripped it. It's now not moving as fast as it was.
So with my final action, I want to throw my javelin at it.
Yeah. Go
Am
for
I?
it.
Well, am I? Can I just stab it, or am I where I'm at? Do I
You
have
would need
throw
to
it, or-
step in to stab it. So that would be an action to move. So you
Alright,
need to
so I'll
throw it if
throw
you
it.
want to attack.
All right, so I'll just throw it for 17.
That's a miss. That's a miss. So your javelin flies past it and clatters the wall on the other side. Darren, you're up.
Okay, I am going to move round to flank it.
Yeah.
As I'm not able to pull the attention from Kingsman, and he seems confident he's okay. Hearing Lex called out about that gem, I'm going to raise my shield up, and I'm going to sort of get my long sword on the top, and I'm going in for a jab at the gem.
Yep, go for it.
Try and use that as a guide, help me guide through to get it. That's 22.
22 hits.
Yeah.
Right, that's indeed. That is 9 plus. That's 11 damage.
Nice hit. It's looking low, and you're focusing on that gem. You're making it worse. Every time you hit it, it's cracking that little bit more. It's still up though.
Okay.
Weirdly, its focus is still on Lex.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and hit it again.
I don't like this thing.
I'm not. Well, I'm going for an attack. I'm not going to be able to because on the second attack I get +0.
Yeah, it's because it's -5.
Yeah. So it's 18 straight up roll.
That's a miss, unfortunately. Okay, Kingsman.
I can't believe, well, level 1, Steve. Just saying, level 1. Right, same again. I'm just going to blast it.
Okay.
That's 16 plus that's 24.
That's a hit.
3, 4, 5 points of fire damage.
It's still up. It's looking pretty bad.
Come on, everybody, we've got to finish this off. We've got to get together. Oh, actually, 3, 4, 5. Do I still get that +1 as damage as well?
For what? Sorry.
The guidance, or is that well worn off? Okay.
It was the first attack roll, and it's 1, and that's it. Then. Okay, you still got more actions left. So, you want to do anything else?
Oh yeah, I was going again. Here we go. Again, 16 plus 6, another 20.
No, -4.
Yeah, 20.
So that unfortunately misses.
Damn, how can you miss on a 20? Okay, and final one. Let's do it. I've got nothing else to lose. But I got 16. So I got 19 minus, what is it, 6 now or 8?
8.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your go over with
Yep.
the first beam you hit. With the next 2 you missed. But it is looking severely injured.
Come on, go. We've got this. Let's go, team.
In a last ditch, what seems like a last ditch action, it turns its body to match the direction of its face, flies to Lex, and as it gets there, it reaches out, and these wingtips glow with sort of a dark red carmine energy. Lex, can you make me a fortitude saving throw, please?
Yes. 17.
You feel every single pore in your body open up, and the rest of you witness what looks like a cloud of blood being drawn from Lexi's body and into the creature. You take 23 points of damage.
She's down. Lex is down.
Arimal, Darren, you've got to finish. Lex is down. You've got to finish this. Hit it.
Oh man!
Hit it hard.
How high is this thing bouncing off the ground? What's it doing?
It's not flying as much as it was, because obviously it's still entangled by this vine.
I want to charge it, and I want to shield smash it to try to just stun it, whatever, just to knock some sense into it even more.
Okay,
I'm
maybe.
running straight to Lex as soon as I can.
So you move forward, make me a strike attack, please.
No modifiers.
Yeah, you should just roll your weapon attack.
10. God damn it.
Okay. You've got 1 action left. What do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Electric Arc.
Okay. Is that a 1 action or a 2 action spell?
It's 2 shit.
Okay.
Forget that. I'm not casting that. I'm just gonna go in for another javelin attack then. Oh
Okay.
no, shit, that's gone. I don't even have that. I'm gonna punch it in the face.
Go for an unarmed attack roll then, please.
14.
Plus your strength and proficiency modifier. So what's your strength bonus?
Nothing on strength is 0, and
Okay, so
proficiency.
it's a 17, but then with a minus, it would be a miss.
Yep. So that happened.
Okay. Darren, you're up.
I'm dropping straight to Lex and I'm healing.
Okay.
So one action. What's the heightened? Is that's an extra level, isn't it?
You can't heighten at the moment because you're only first level. That would be when you go up to third. You can heighten it to second if it's +1.
Okay. 8. Now here
Okay.
for 8 hit points.
Thanks.
You charge over to the unconscious form of Lex, and you release this burst of positive energy into her. She recovers, and you're now on 8 health, Lex. This thing is still looming over you, and actually, when it drew that blood out of you, you saw it actually recovered some health. So it looks a little bit healthier than it did. You've got one action left. Oh no, you haven't.
Can I just play dead? I'm just playing dead.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can stay on the ground. You're still prone.
Yeah.
Right. Kingsman, you're up.
I'm going to run around the side of the room,
Yeah.
so I can get over here with Lex. Put Lex in the square. And while she's laying on the floor, I will skid onto the ground beside her on my knees, and I'll summon the flame into my hands again, and I'll double barrel flame, scorching blast.
Okay.
The bird puppet toy nightmare thing.
Okay.
This is 25 to hit.
That's a hit. Roll your damage.
8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. How do you want to do it?
Yay!
As I'm skidding down, I'm already the fire is beaming around my hands, and as I come to a stop, it's like and straight to the head, and just let the head boom explode.
You do exactly as you just said, and as the doll explodes, that gem that you've been attacking comes flying out of the back to land and clink on the floor. You see, it's a green garnet, probably the size of your palm. Now that it's out of the creature, and it glows with this magical illuminescence. Well done. You destroyed the soulbound doll.
Lex just tries to pick herself up off the floor.
I'll pick Lex up, get her over the shoulder and get her up.
Oh, I feel like I just had the worst spa treatment in the world.
that is a pretty devastating spell.
Oh.
I want to cast heal on Lex.
Aw.
Yep.
Everyone's helping me. Thank you.
Of course.
So, Aramil, when the next time you think you hear a crow, don't
shout.
Just don't. That's no crow. No crow here. No.
Understood.
Okay, if you want to quickly search the room, you can. Sorry, go on.
For when I cast heal on her, it says 17 fortitude DC.
That's if you're using it as an attack spell against undead.
Okay.
So if you cast it on her, there's no DC. You just need to roll the value.
The D8.
Can I just clarify something as well with heal?
7.
Yay. Oh, she's back to full health now. Thank you.
Nice. You're quite welcome.
You notice the blood stains.
Yeah.
I was hit several times, guys. just
you
saying.
weren't knocked out.
Team.
Oh, who's being a baby now, there, guy, Mr. Kingsman?
I can take it.
Okay, so before we wrap up, because we are going to wrap up there, if you want to search the room, you can. There is the spyglass that's over in the corner, which Mr. Beak was sat upon when you first entered the room, and then there's the gem that popped out of the doll's back when you defeat him.
What's left of Mr. Beak?
A smouldering ruin of oilcloth wings and carved wooden features.
And
Lex walks over to it and just spits on it. Just spits on it. That's it. That's what she does.
Over to it and stomp on its head too.
You can.
Does anyone remember what that thing was saying? Was it Mr. Resney?
I can't recall.
Resney? I'm sure it said something like Mr. Resney. It kept
said
on
you're
squawking
not.
and...
Am I mistaken? It said you're not Mr. Resney. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're not
Yes,
Mr.
but
Resney.
Was it right? Resney.
Resney.
Does that echo with anyone? Does anyone know Resney?
Oh, can I use any of my Rose Guard lore for that?
You can make a roll.
I can make a roll
You
for
can
a
try.
whopping
You can certainly try.
14.
While they're spitting and punching, I'm going to pick up the gem.
Yeah. It is damaged, but this clearly still got some effect on it because it is glowing. Okay. And then there's a spyglass as well that you can take.
Is it a proper pirate spyglass?
It's not really a pirate's one. It's more a scientific spyglass. It's worth 20 gold pieces.
You know I am the researcher. That would look lovely on my desk.
It's a blingified spyglass.
Okay, I'll pick that up.
Okay, so as you finish searching the room, there is nothing else of interest here. Everything, all the lenses and the equipment that was used to keep and maintain the lighthouse have been destroyed and ruined. So those are the only two items of any value here. And as you finish your searching, as you consider what just happened with Lex being knocked unconscious by this creature, our scene will cut. It moves away. We focus in on a vision. A pool of dried blood sat upon the grey stone floor. It's old, so old that it's stained the stone a deep rust brown. As our vision moves closer, we see that dried stain begins to fluidize, begins to move, to flow, to bubble. The blood begins pooling and seeping up out of the stone. It moves and flows as if possessed, and we see within it a face crying out with a silent scream. It appears on the surface, that profile pushing upwards, trying to break the surface viscosity. It tries again and again and again, retreating each time as it can't quite get the force to break through. The pool suddenly returns to stillness and calm. The surface darkens. But from somewhere within that infinite darkness, a shape suddenly accelerates forward. And the pool explodes upwards in a bloody spray filling the room. And as that vision fades to black, you see a clawed hand reaching up out of the stone. And that's where we're going to finish for the evening. So join us in 2 weeks, episode 2, as we continue the Abomination Vaults. Goodbye.
Wait, what?